I'm Haley. Today we're going to be looking at Maryland Women's Hall of Fame. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
To celebrate the 29th anniversary of the Maryland Women's Hall of Fame, which we mark every year by recognizing outstanding women who have worked tirelessly to advance the rights of women and young girls. My name is Sue Palka. I do the evening weather on Fox WTTG in Washington, D.C. You know, you take your chances when you invite me to one of these things, because sometimes the weather can go south on us, but let me tell you, it is great to be out and about on the first day of spring. Yes. And feel free to ask me about Tuesday's weather right after we're done with the program.
Let me take you to Maryland Women's Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
It's interesting because we started the honoring of women in the commission here in 1985, and that happens to be the year that I moved to Maryland from Virginia. The best decision I ever made in my life. I've been here for 29 years. I love Maryland, and I love the fact that this state embraces strong women, as we have seen today. Our distinguished honorees tonight are going to join others in our Hall of Fame, including Harriet Tubman, Clara Barton, Sister Elizabeth Ann Seton, Rachel Carson, Gladys Noon Spellman. What a wonderful legacy to be joining, and I'm so proud to be from this state. And by the way, to have raised my two daughters in this state. They're Maryland girls, and they're going to be strong as a result of it. This year's selected honorees have made notable contributions in a variety of disciplines, including but not limited to public service, women's health, and the advancement of social justice and civil rights. These exceptional women have paved the way, and we are here tonight to pay tribute and to thank them for their hard work and dedication. The Maryland Women's Hall of Fame, as you just heard me mention, was established in 1985 through the efforts of the Maryland Commission for Women and the Women Legislators of Maryland. The purpose of the Maryland Women's Hall of Fame is to honor Maryland women who have exemplified exceptional courage and leadership in advocating for women's rights and advancement. I just heard Governor O'Malley speaking in the mansion just a few minutes ago, and he said his wife Katie always says, "More women, more justice." Right? And he quoted also President Obama, who said, "When women succeed, America succeeds." And that's what we're celebrating tonight right here in Maryland.
Wow, that was the governor's wife. Well, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Ms. Doswell, we are Team Juxtopia Imhotep from Baltimore, Maryland, USA. Team Juxtopia Imhotep is comprised 100% of students. Most of the students are from the city, Baltimore City, Maryland. The students' age ranges from middle school, high school, as well as college-age youth. Currently, we have 5 students. The advantages of having a student team is that, one, they're hungry. They really want to do something that's very innovative, think outside the box. The pure innovation, eagerness, and propensity to learn is there. The disadvantage is that they do not have the experience as a seasoned professional. The work with the Google Lunar X Prize Challenge has definitely influenced our work with Juxtopia Imhotep. There can be crossover technologies from the Google Lunar X Prize competition to the Qualcomm Tricorder Challenge, specifically in the sensing technologies. Matter of fact, our 16-year-old student, the youngest student on the Google Lunar X Prize team, came up with her own spectrometer design to be integrated into the robot and identify water on the lunar surface. My mother was an educator, my father was a social worker. I'm the only child, so they put a lot into me to engineer the person that's talking to you today. Had a great experience growing up and was exposed to so many things that I think contributed to my intellectual, social ability, and providing that same experience for other youth that otherwise would have had that in their own family, I think is a contribution that all of us should think about making, especially creating the next generation of youth that should be better than the previous generation.
Welcome back. Today I'm really excited because we're showing you a ton of powerful women, just lets you know what women can do. These women are great role models if you are interested in going into politics. So let's go back. Let's have a look at what's going on.
Will you please stand and introduce yourself?
I'm Francie Glendetti. I'm the lady in red.
Anyone else hiding out here that we didn't recognize? All right, please help me welcome Velvet Johnson, who will introduce Lieutenant Governor Brown.
Good evening and welcome. It is a great honor to be surrounded by such remarkably strong women. This is the second time that I've had the pleasure of attending this event, and it is one of the highlights of my year because I always walk away feeling inspired by these women and even more determined to reflect their character in my own personal life. But as I reflect upon our advancements, I recognize that we are not in this alone. Rather, this movement brings together men and boys at all stages of life who are committed to progress for all. And one of those men is our very own Lieutenant Governor, Anthony Brown. Lieutenant Governor Brown has served as a tremendous advocate promoting the rights and opportunities of women and girls throughout the state of Maryland. Whether it's by working to pass laws that protect victims of domestic violence or ensuring that women and young girls have proper access to health care and education, Lieutenant Governor Brown continues to stand strong for women's empowerment. He is committed to listening to us, amplifying our voices, and making sure that our interests and needs remain a priority. Please join me in welcoming our very own Maryland Lieutenant Governor, Anthony Brown.
Thank you, Velvet. How's everyone doing this evening? All righty, good. I see. Where's my Prince George County contingent? All right. Back there, good. Where's our Western Maryland contingent? Eastern Shore? Okay. Where's Southern Maryland? What about how about from the Northeast? Can I ask Montgomery County? You here? And everybody else who I missed, are you here? Look, it's great to be here this evening with you, and I want to thank a number of people. First, I want to thank our Secretary of the Department of Human Resources, Ted Dallas, you and your leadership team supporting the commission and the work that they do. So let's give a round of applause to Ted Dallas. You're a professional, human resources professionals, done some fantastic work. I want to thank Patricia Cornish. Thank you for your leadership on the chair of the Maryland Commission for Women. We really appreciate everything that you're doing, you and your colleagues, and certainly your effort and your effectiveness far exceeds the salaries that we pay all of you combined. And thank you, Velvet, for that kind introduction. Sue, thank you for what you're doing, fair, balanced reporting and coverage of the news.
Just the weather.
That's the weather. You can't get any.
No left or right.
Yeah. Well, it's great to be here this evening with each and every one of you. It's hard to believe that 49 years ago, a group of women came together and formed the Maryland Commission for Women because they believed in making a difference. And over the course of that 49, almost half century, 50 years, I've made a tremendous difference in Maryland. And we've got our Maryland Women's Hall of Fame, which is an opportunity to honor those who have worked hard and whose efforts have touched not only the lives of women, but of all Marylanders. Tonight we honor a distinguished group of women whose work knows no boundaries. They'll all be introduced later, and we'll be able to applaud and celebrate their achievements. We have an educator, an historian, a physician, a civil rights leader, a scientist, and a philanthropist and volunteer, and I say congratulations to each and every one of you. You know, my daughter, Rebecca, is 19 years old, and she has in her mother an outstanding role model. She has in her grandmother, and extraordinary grandmothers, extraordinary role models. But as I look out in this room, I'm inspired by the work that you've done, the examples you've set, and the model that you are for my daughter. My daughter is still young enough to answer the question, what do you want to be when you grow up, although she's in college, and to say, I don't quite know, and she's exploring her undergraduate education. But whether she decides that she wants to be a business owner, or a lawyer, or a dean of a medical school, in women and men, she'll be able to find role models throughout the state of Maryland. You all have made a tremendous difference in the quality of life.
Wow, this event is sponsored by Maryland Commission for Women. See you back after this break. Welcome back. As I've said, this show is about Maryland Induction for Women. So let's go look at the first inductee.
It's time to recognize this year's honorees. Our first honoree is the Honorable Dorothy Bailey, and she was nominated by Miss Oretha Bridgewater Sims. Miss Bailey, who is a resident of Temple Hills, Maryland for over 35 years, has an esteemed record of service to the residents of Prince George's County, the state of Maryland, and our nation. During the 2 terms she was elected to public office, she led the Prince George's County Council as its chair twice and vice chair for 3 years. In this role, she has championed issues ranging from child care, elder care, better housing, to improved educational opportunities and parental support. Congratulations, Ms. Bailey, and thank you for your honorable service to our state. We'd like to invite you up to the podium now.
This is indeed a great and wonderful honor. Thank you, Women's Commission. Thank you, all of you who are here. I am just delighted. I didn't think I would be so excited about this award, but I really, really am. And I thank you on behalf of my siblings, Kay and Nikki and Anthony, and all of my siblings, Willadine and Maxine. I thank you on behalf of my husband, and on behalf of my children, Robin Brittingham, who's with me tonight. Robin, thank you for driving and getting me here safely and not getting lost. Thank you, Robin. I love you. You are such a special, special daughter. And I'm just grateful to live in a state where women are recognized for what they do and who they are. And now that I've lived 70 plus 10, occasionally I look back over my life and I must share with you a secret, and I don't want you to tell. It cannot leave this room. Don't tell anybody. I've never shared it with anybody before. I was supposed to be rich and famous. But my parents just got in the way because they kept telling me, to whom much is given, much is required. They had all of these things about service is the reason you're on this earth. They did not understand that I really was supposed to be rich and famous. And then I went to a college that the motto was truth and service. And the professors were always telling me, you have to be a credit to your race, and they didn't understand either that I was supposed to be rich and famous. And then I married a man who said that he wanted to be involved in the civil rights movement. I said, I don't, I've already done that. I want to be rich and famous. And then I moved to Prince George's County and reconnected with a friend, Hilda Pemberton, who was involved in Prince George's County. She got me in service. I have rediscovered that my parents were right. It truly is more blessed to give than to receive. And I have just enjoyed being an elected leader in Prince George's County and traveling throughout the state and throughout this country. Yes, 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 I did not get rich and famous, but I certainly got blessed. And thank you so very much.
Wow, she was so inspiring. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm so excited. We're going to go see the second inductee right now.
Very good.
Our next honoree is Miss Agnes Kane Callum, and she was nominated by Miss Maya Davis. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, Miss Callum has dedicated her life to African American genealogy and history. Throughout her entire career, she was determined to provide a voice to those who had been ignored and often marginalized throughout history. Through her extensive research, Miss Callum investigated and discovered the genealogy of African Americans, both freed and enslaved, who resided in the state of Maryland. From her research, Miss Callum first discovered that her paternal grandfather, Henry Kane, was born a slave on the Sauterley Plantation in Hollywood, Maryland in 1860. This discovery led to numerous discoveries of African American families who were in a similar predicament as that of her paternal grandfather. Miss Callum's passion to find the truth can be found at the Reginald F. Lewis Museum of Maryland African American History and Culture in Baltimore and in surrounding libraries. It is through an inquisitive mind that many generations will know the significant contributions African Americans, both freed and enslaved, made and continue to make to our state and our nation. Congratulations, Miss Callum, and thank you for all that you have done to discover and preserve our history. And now we want to invite up Miss Callum. This is Miss Callum's daughter, Miss Davis, right? No? All right.
The other one.
Tell me who you are.
Okay, I'm Dr. Callum.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is Dr. Callum.
Yes, my wife wants to know.
Okay, good. Please do. Thank you so much.
Good. Wanted to make sure.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Martina Callum. I am a family physician who practices emergency medicine. And this is my best friend, my mother, Agnes Kane Callum. She asked me to speak because my mother has Parkinson's disease. She celebrated her 89th birthday on February 24th. I'll make this quick. Her receiving this award does not surprise me. My mother was, is, and will always be a tough cookie. I guess I should say thank you again.
These women are amazing. We'll be right back.
All right.
Welcome back. I'm going to show you someone I can relate to in athletics. She's amazing.
From the list of exceptionally high achievers were selected 5 shining stars. Samantha Blizzard has joined us here and will present each student with a citation from Governor Larry Hogan, along with the 2016 Women of Tomorrow Committee chairs, Lorna Ford and Wandra Ashley Williams. Our first Woman of Tomorrow is Sophia Corona. Sophia, will you come to the front and join us? An 8th grader at Oklahoma Road Middle School. Sophia has kept up a straight A record with a 4.0 grade point average throughout her academic career. Fluent in both Spanish and English, she is taking all honors classes. She's a tennis player and a runner, winning 2nd place in a 5K race that included girls much older than herself. She's a member of the Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra, was first chair for the all-county band, and performed at the Music for Peace concert after the 2015 unrest in Baltimore. She's taught English during the summer to elementary school students in Columbia. Clearly a rising star, we award Sophia Corona, who was nominated by her earth science teacher, Sarah Findlay. Congratulations, Sophia.
I am Sophia Corona. Thank you for having me here, and thank you, Ms. Finley, for nominating me. I would also like to thank the schools for giving me the resources and all the things I need to grow and become a better learner and a more educated person. I would also like to thank my parents for driving me to all the places I need to go to, and for my brother for incessantly bothering me to become a better person. And here we have many amazing women that are being inducted into the Hall of Fame. But these people, they've done amazing things, but I'm inspired by the people that many of you know, by your mothers, by your aunts, your sisters, that stay at home and take care of children and work and get educations. And that's where I get my inspiration, and thank you.
Congratulations, Cynthia.
She was more my age. I can relate to her a lot, and I can look up to her as an inspiration. Oh, sorry. We'll be right back.
I'm Ian McCulloch. I'm the technical lead for the Zensor team from Ireland. Our focus within the Zensor team is to speed up diagnosis and treatment of patients. Using the technology that's available to us, we believe that we can do that. We can reduce hospital stays. Our focus is to try and push technology into the user's home so that they don't have to stay in hospital as much. That saves money for the hospitals. It also makes things a lot easier for the patient. They can go about their daily routines. They can know that they're being monitored and not have to worry about the illnesses that they're suffering from. Our team came together about 18 months ago. We had a specific product in mind from our company, which was to integrate ECG, respiration, motion, temperature, and integrate all those vital signs to produce a home monitoring system. The team itself consists of hardware engineers, software engineers. We have a clinical team. We also design and develop the sensor part, the electrodes. I've been doing this for eight years. A lot of the infrastructure just did not exist. Today you have mobile phone technology, which is basically like a computer in your pocket. So we have it's kind of a lightweight, compact monitoring device. Couple that with the electrode technology. The device picks up your vital signs, and the device makes a decision for you and tells you the course of action to follow. People are not getting diagnosed quick enough. One of the arrhythmias that we specifically look for, which can be a precursor to stroke, in many cases it can be fatal if these things are not picked up quickly. With our specific technology at the moment, we will not diagnose any diseases. So we approach the physician as if this is a tool to actually help them diagnose any illnesses. We don't take that decision away from the doctor because we're there to help with the diagnosis rather than take over.
Welcome back. Now we're going to take a look at the last inductee.
Finally, but definitely not the least, we award Hannah Taylor this evening. Hannah, want to join us? Hannah was nominated by her school counselor, Christina Wall. She is a senior at Tuscarora School in Frederick, where she has earned a weighted cumulative GPA of 4.09 while taking honors, advanced placement classes, and a dual enrollment at courses at the Frederick Community College. Hannah is the webmaster and publications director for the Association of Student Councils in Frederick County. She has spoken at the Maryland Association of Student Councils conferences. She serves as president of her school's Model United Nations and is a member of the National Honor Society the National Art Honor Society, the Key Club, the Student Government, and the track team. And that's not all. She volunteers as an elementary school tutor and math facts club helper. She coaches gymnastics, takes dance classes, and works 35 hours a week. All maintaining that GPA. She truly is a star. Hannah Taylor. How to find my speech.
On her phone.
This is an incredible honor. I'd first like to thank my parents for always supporting me and always saying they're proud of me. I'd like to thank my nominator who couldn't be here, Ms. Christina Wall, my guidance counselor. She's always been there for me and seeing these aspects of me so she can nominate me for the award. I'd like to thank the Maryland Commission for Women for making this award possible and recognizing young women for working hard in school, in their community, and in their lives in general. Through this award, you're going to inspire and motivate so many deserving young women, women such as my fellow honorees. These honorees and myself included have achieved incredible things. I'm so proud of the state for being able to nurture beautiful hearts and minds. We're not the only women of tomorrow. Every woman who works to be better every day, every woman who works to be better in their community, every woman who believes in some sort of change is a woman of tomorrow. It's these women who are going to create a better tomorrow, not for just Maryland, but for America and even the world. It doesn't create, well, get that wrong. It doesn't take much to create a change. Teaching English to kids in Columbia, inspiring fellow Girl Scout manager at Dunkin' Donuts, or being a peer mediator. It all inspires change. I'm deeply grateful for this title and the ability to stand next to these inspiring women. I will hold this title with me as long as I live, and I will not stop being tomorrow.
Thank you. Out of the mouth of babes. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause.
Wow, that was spectacular. All right, we'll be right back. I really enjoyed all these clips today that we've seen from these inspiring women. I hope they inspire you to get out there and do something powerful. There are so many things we can do today to make sure that you're not put down and that you're safe. Don't let anyone bully you to feeling that you're less than anything you are. Just take these women for example. They struggled through so much to see what they accomplished. Well, this was a great episode of Another Teen Scene. I had so much fun learning what women can do and how powerful they are. See you next time on another episode of the Teen Scene. Bye!